All right, how you doing, people? A couple of jobs this morning. Ended up seeing the accountant in Newton Abbot, so I've come over to a place called Emsworthy Mire. If you want to get to it, literally head from Bovey Tracy, head up onto Dartmoor, go past Haytor on your right hand side, keep going, probably half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, you can park. If you look to the right, down below you, this time of year, which is now the end of May, you'll see loads of bluebells and you'll see a barn with a red roof. I shot a video from here a few years back, actually, well, quite a lot of years back, actually, when I had a drone at sunset, because it's just quite a cool place. Bluebells, red roof, green trees, stone walls. I mean, it's photography heaven, really. I've never come here in the day, but I've got bright blue skies, fluffy white clouds, stone walls, bluebells. That to me just says photography heaven. So I'm going to have a walk about. Cracking spot, lovely spot. It's nice and quiet. All you can hear is birdies. But it's been a good day so far because I've seen the accountant and I don't know the tax man shed loads of money. So get in, glass of wine tonight. I'm going to spin you around and show you. It is just like a carpet of bluebells. It's lush. Here you go. Look at that. Bluebell heaven. Gorgeous, isn't it? Photographer down here, vlogging, talking to some fella. Bluebells, stone walls, trees, and in there somewhere is a barn with a red roof. Contrasting colours, love it. Have a walk about, find some compositions. To tell you what, this may be another video with no tripod, but we'll see. I'm thinking we've got some clouds here. You know me, I love a long exposure. That there is the barn with a red roof. And a couple of sheep for James Popsy. All I'm doing at the minute is just walking right round. I've got the barn obviously in the trees, are kind of the centre of the attention, I think. So I'm kind of doing a 360, walking all the way around the barn, just seeing what compositions are around. Obviously bearing in mind where the sun is, I definitely prefer looking from one side to the other. I've got a nice field of bluebells in front, so I've already seen like a portrait shot, loads of bluebells in the foreground, and then the barn and the trees either side at the top of the frame. But I've got all the time in the world to play with because there's plenty of clouds that can hide the sun. Yeah, just walking about mainly to look at different compositions, but like I say, just walking all the way around my subject to see what it's about. So when I find a composition that I'm kind of happy with, I'll start banging me gums about it. Right, people, I always find if I'm not using my tripod and doing long exposures, or you're not using my filters, I feel like I'm not creating, as weird as that sounds. So I kind of find this walking around with no tripod, just snapping shots, hard. Am I the only one? Well, I must admit, I always struggled with compositions for a lot of years. So let's see if I can get some decent compositions. It's difficult what to have in and what to have out. Quite like this shot. I've got the little stone wall in the foreground, and obviously I'm going to put the red barn smack bang in the middle of the frame, just below the middle of the frame. I've got a little bit of sky, there's some clouds there, bit of the trees either side. I'm going to focus, actually, I'm going to go for F14, and I'm going to focus on the stone wall because that's the first thing it hits you, and I wouldn't mind that being quite sharp. 50th of a second. Yeah, quite like that. It's quite nice, actually. There's two people in the shot. They put a bit of size perspective to things, I think. You could just see them on the left hand side. Quite like that, just square on. Oh, it's gorgeous. There's a shot behind me which I've just taken. Quite like it because there's like a copse of trees, bluebells. Well, if you look from the frame from the bottom going up, there's some bluebells, nice strip of bluebells, nice strip of bluebell, a nice strip of bluebells along the bottom. And you've got a nice copse of trees, the barn's in there somewhere, and then you've got some funky popping white clouds against the blue sky. Simple shot, quite like it. I'm getting used to this no tripod malarkey, I'm quite enjoying it. Yeah, I've got a shot in mind down there, like I said earlier, loads of bluebells in the foreground with a barn and that in the top third, so I'm saving that bad boy. But it's lovely, I've been speaking to a few people, everyone's been really nice, which is no reason why they wouldn't be, but yeah, gorgeous. Here's a shot, f14, ISO 100. I'm focused just at the far end of the bluebells. This was the shot I was after, down here, look, got all the bluebells in the foreground, trees on the other side of the barn. So I've taken a few at different focal lengths. If you want to compress the bluebells on the ground, what you want to do is shoot at a longer focal length. If I shoot this at 14mm, which most of these shots are, it's really wide and open. But if I zoom into 35, it will kind of compress all the foreground, and you'll get more of a carpet of blue, I suppose to say. So yeah, there's a few more shots, just auto ISO f14, different compositions, bit of cloud. Yeah, quite nice, quite like it. Cracking spot. I never thought I'd say this, but sometimes it helps when people walk into your picture. Kind of puts, emphasises, is that the word? Emphasises? Size? Not of the people of the picture. Gives you an idea of how big the barn is, because the average person is what, 5'9", 5'10", whatever. So it gives you a cool idea of the size of the trees, the size of the barn. But now they've sat down right in the middle of the picture, so pain in the ass. But hey-oh. Get to the chopper. Right, it had to be done, people. Long exposure. Oh yeah. Luckily the sun's up too high, so it's not going to interfere with my shot. I think I'm just going to chuck the big stopper on straight away because it's all well bright here. All my filters should be well clean because I give them a clean night for last, and I haven't used them since. Oh yeah, baby, look at that. Automatic white balance. Worry about that later. Oh my dear. Yeah, some movement in the clouds there. I don't want the clouds to look like a bit of a mistake. I want them to be whooshing a bit, like I've said before in my videos. Proper whoosh. Movement in the clouds, movement in the bluebells, so it's going to be like a carpet of bluebells. Nice load of movement, movement in the sky, but because I'm focused on the barn and the trees, the barn's going to be sharp as you like, crystal. Ting. Again, this is one of those shots, because the barn's so far away, really it wants to be blown up and printed massive. Oh, I quite like that. Right people, don't forget to check your shots. I've just had to come back and retake a shot. Look at this shot I've taken here, nice low down through the bluebells. Well, I didn't check and there's a little bit of fern in front of the bloody building, the main point of the shot. What a tit. So, going back to take it again. I'm not walking in the bluebells. There's a path here, look. Oak tree here, main stem on the left, all the branches are going over, rocks or boulders in the foreground, and then through, so this lot's framing it, the boulders are framing it, the tree's framing it, and then underneath got the red barn, probably being a kind of a square format maybe, I think, but I quite like it. Something there. I just want that bit of framing really. Where to focus though? Do I focus on the barn, probably a third of the way into the scene, and hope I get a fair bit of focus on the barn as well? If the shot is any good, here it is. Obviously won't fill the screen, so I'm probably going to go for a square or a 4x3, something like that. Cool. What a spot. Definitely a spot to come back to at sundown. I think the red roof, if you had a nice sundown, you'd have the red roof of the building, the green trees, the bluebells, the sunset. Oh, be a beauty. Hope you enjoyed it. That's more of a scouting location for you lot really, if ever you're in the area. It's a lovely spot. That was probably the most chilled shoot I've had in such a while, but that may be because I've seen the accountant and I know I'm not going to get rinsed by the tax man. I'm going to go home now, and I think I might chuck the barbecue on. Yeah, I don't know if you can see over my shoulder. See all the bluebells in the distance? And the red roof of the building? What a cracking spot. Yeah, I'll put a link up, actually. I'll put a link up to the first video I shot. In fact, no, will I tag it? I might tag it at the end of this video. I'll put a link up here somewhere, because I'm hoping that my photography's come on from that video, because that was years ago that I recorded it. I was a bit more fresh faced back then, but that's what happens to all of us. Cheers for watching. Got to ask, hit that share button or like button or subscribe button, whatever you do, just give it a little gentle tap, and see you in the next vid. This is probably going to go out on a Friday, because that's my plan now, is to get them out on Fridays. Have a great weekend. Cool. Cheers. Bye.